at 2 o'clock. No, 1 o'clock. So that means it's time for a quick video tutorial that I hope you'll like. So hang on a second while I get set up over here off to the left to be sure that I'm actually transmitilating. I think I am, but one never knows. So one has to always check. Yes. Okay. Very good. Alrighty. So this is my card for the day, and it uses what is really one of my favorite bundles in the new mini catalog, and that's the Pretty Pumpkins that is bundled with the Detailed Pumpkins stamp set, or with the Detailed Pumpkins dies, and I just think it is very, very cool. So I also, the card I've made is a fun fold, and it is a side fold card, but I wanted to take one of my favorites, which is the side fold card, and turn it into another favorite. Hey Bree, hey Shelly, which is an easel card. So that is what I did. And when you open it up like this, you can prop it on its little easel stop holder pumpkin. And when you open it up, there is a sentiment on the inside, all from Pretty Pumpkins. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started. All of the details will be on my blog tomorrow, so you don't need to worry about taking any, measurement notes or anything like that. So I had never seen a side fold card turned into an easel, so as I like to do, I pulled out my printer paper and I made a side fold easel card with my printer paper so that I could figure out all of the dimensions and make sure I was going to like it. And when I first started, I was thinking of it as a side fold. And then I was like, well, let's see, if I have my image on the front right side up this way, then it's going to be sideways this way. And so then I was like, duh. So now it's a top fold easel card. Okay. Hey, Angie. Hey, Barbara. Appreciate you joining. All right. So that is what we're going to do. Let us get started here. I'm going to start with a piece of Cajun Craze cardstock and using my scoreboard. Now you could use the score tool on your Stampin' trimmer, but this is just as easy for me, and so that is what I like, is easy. So if you've got a scoreboard, I think you'll find it much better. Hey Jean, appreciate you coming in from Delaware, and Julianne, appreciate you. I like easel cards too. And so I thought this would be a good way to combine up a couple of things. All right, so I have a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock, kind of typical. I'm going to first score it at 5 1/2, normal. Then I'm going to score it 6 3/4, and that's essentially the side fold, top fold part right here. So if you were making a side fold card, you'd stop. But I'm going to make this into an easel, and so essentially what you're doing is you are cutting this 4 1/4 inches in half, so you're going to go 2 1/8 from here, which turns out to be 8 7/8. So I will score right there. And that is it. You have just turned a regular tent fold card into a side fold into an easel with 3 easy score lines. Hello Victoria and Faith, appreciate you coming. All right, so let's go ahead and get these burnished with my bone folder. And the first score line at 6 3/4, we're going to fold as a valley. That's going to be my my side fold / top fold. And then the next one is going to fold as a mountain to make my easel. Okay, just like that. So there we go. All right, so to get started, hey Judy, hi Mary, hi Amy, hi Diana. Appreciate everybody joining, and Marva. First off, I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue and I'm going to create the book fold or the side fold, and I'm just going to put some liquid glue in this 1 1/4 space and close it down. Just kind of make sure it's straight. Straight is always good. I prefer straight. It's one of my favorite things. Unless I'm going for crooked, and then I don't like straight. But I'm usually going for straight. So there you go. And we'll just keep this out for a second. I've got a bunch of DSPs. Now this is from the Regal's 6x6 DSP. So this is Cajun Craze. And I've also got some pumpkin pie. And then I have a little bit of Beauty of the Earth DSP in a very pretty fall color. And I am matting all of it on Bumblebee. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that real quick. And I'm going to use liquid glue. Hi guys, I appreciate everybody joining. I'm just going to use liquid glue because it's pretty fast. And just go ahead and adhere all of these on. Now I'm actually also going to show you another technique. It's called paper piecing. Some of you are familiar with it. Some of you may not be. We'll go ahead and put the Cajun Craze on. And I'm using the gingham plaid design. You get 4 designs when you buy the color collection DSPs, right? And I cannot tell you how many times I cut this piece right here at too small, 7/8 of an inch wide. More times than I had DSP. I got lucky that I had one more piece of Cajun Craze left, because otherwise it was going to have to be a different design, and I was going to be like, yeah, I don't want to use a different design. I want this design. It's all about this design. All right, and then our pumpkin pie. Alrighty. There we go. Okie dokie. Now we'll just adhere these to their various parts and places and pieces on the card base. All right. Well, I hope everybody who was affected by Ida is in recovery mode now. I know some of the folks on our team were affected pretty significantly, so hopefully I'm feeling pretty confident they're doing the water pumping portion of their week today. Unfortunately, they had water in their basement, which is never good, especially since one of my friends, I believe her craft room is in her basement, so that's kind of bad. All right, and then I'm going to just go ahead. This is the inside panel, so I'll go ahead and put it on, and then we're going to play with the card front just a little bit, okay? And there we go. Bing, bada boom, bada bang. Done and done. All right. Yeah, no, you aren't, Mary. I have cut more cardstock in the wrong size that I can begin to tell you. All right, I've done a little ahead of time here that we're going to share. I stamped the 3 pumpkin image from the Pretty Pumpkin set in Early Espresso on basic white. And then I started to pull out my Stampin' blends, and I thought, you know what would be fun? You know what would be fun would do a little bit of fussy cutting, because I like fussy cutting. So what I did is, I have now lost, okay, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Where are you? Oh no, I've lost a pumpkin. I've lost a pumpkin. Okay. Well, hang on a second. I'm gonna dig out my trash here and see if I see my pumpkin. There it is. Whew. That's a relief, because otherwise you were gonna have to watch me fussy cut, and I know you didn't want to do that. All right. So what I did is I stamped this image twice, once on Cajun Craze DSP with the plaid, and once on Mango Melody DSP from the Brights collection. All right, so then I had 6 pumpkins. I cut all of them out. All right, I just fussy cut them all out. On my sample, I used the large Cajun Craze and 2 small Mango Melodies, but I'm going to use the opposite for this card. And I also used the 3 leaves dies from Detailed Pumpkins, and I ran them through my cutter twice. Once with Mossy Meadow cardstock, and once with Old Olive DSP from the Brights collection. Okay? Easy and peasy. Or no, sorry, the Regals collection. All right? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to color my stems using my dark Crumb Cake Stampin' Blend. You could use a Stampin' Right marker if you preferred, but I'm going to use the blend because I've already got it out. All right, so 3 Crumb Cake stems, like so. Okay, Now, when I cut these, you can see I went ahead and I cut off the stem, right? Because I don't want the stem showing. And I left the leaves on, which is fine because I'm going to adhere these die cut leaves. Why did I decide to do die cut leaves? Because I wanted to piece this and that was already there. So it just seemed like a very good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use some liquid glue. Oh, come on, you people. We get to, if you fussy cut, then you can call it fussy cussing like we do on my team. That's our team's little thing. One of my team members inadvertently said fussy cussing when he was talking about that, and it became so popular that we do it all the time. So in order to piece, now I have cut those pieces. Okay, so I've just stamped the same image again and fussy cut them. And then I'm just going to adhere them over their corresponding image on the base image, right? Like so. And I'll show you how to fix it up. There you go. See? Some people agree with me that fussy cussing, cut, you only have to say it once and that's what you say then. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and put that in place. And that, you know what? There is no need at all to put a lid on the top of your tweezers. None. It will not get dry. In fact, you should put it on your liquid glue. Just saying. Okay? So then you can kind of extend your lines a little bit. You can see I've got a little white there, so I'm just going to extend the line a little bit. Like that, and like that. And there we're done. And then I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow Stampin' Wrap marker and color this tendril a little bit. And then we're going to cover everything with our die-cut leafies. Our die-cut leafies. I know, I like how it looks too. So for me, it's worth doing because I do like how it looks. All right, so I'm going to put one big leaf and a small plaid leaf here, like that. And then I'm going to put this leaf and another small plaid leaf there, like that. And you do kind of want to look, see, you can see where you have the stamped image there. You're going to want to make sure you cover that up. That's all you got. That's all you're doing really, is just kind of covering that and making it have a little more texture, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to save these and use on my easel stopper. On my easel stopper. Okay. Thank you, Rosie. Appreciate you. And we're just going to use a little liquid glue. Apparently it's getting time to open a new liquid glue. But that's okay. All right. And then we'll turn this so that it looks a little more better. Actually, that was right. That was better how that was. Okay. And then we'll do the same here. And if you wanted to, I suppose you could, you know, put the plaid on the bottom and the Mossy Meadow on the top on this one, but I didn't want to get that head up about it. Oops. Oopsie. 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 And we'll just do that right there like so. And I didn't get a very good color on that today. There we go. Heck, I didn't get a very good color on this either now that apparently my eyeballs just woke up. They've been asleep all day, apparently. There we go. Okay. Now, I stamped the sentiment from Pretty Pumpkins on a piece of basic white and cut it with the next to largest Stitch So Sweetly rectangle. You can see I've cheated the sentiment up into the corner. And so now I'm going to adhere this to the sentiment with Stampin' Dimensionals. All right? Never miss a chance to use a dimensional if you can. I mean, what good are dimensionals in your toolbox if you're not going to use them? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Alrighty. And I'm going to let it hang off the edge just a little bit. And then I'm going to add it with some more dimensionals to that thing right there, the card front. And then we'll adhere that to the front of the card, making sure that we only use glue on the bottom portion of the easel. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate you. Okay. So I'm going to put it on, I think, like this. So I'll just put this right in the middle. Right there, like so. Okay. Now, to create the easel, I'm going to put glue here and then adhere just the bottom half of the square. Okay, this is a square. Okay. Now, I would recommend you leave the card down flat, and you're going to lay it onto that panel as if you were laying it on the front of the card, right? So you want to be sure that these sides are lined up with that mat that's underneath there. Yeah? Making sense? And give it a little push. And there we have our easel. Like so. And I've got stray dimensionals everywhere. Okay? So that's done. We'll let it set for just a second. And I stamped a second sentiment from Pretty Pumpkins. They're both Cajun Craze, and then I cut it with a stitched rectangle die, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of the top. Okay, because remember, we're going to put you got to have an easel stop. Always have to have an easel stop. And if you can just kind of lay it down and see where you want it to be, and then you know how much room you have up at the top. And I just split the difference. Now, if you really wanted this to be a card that you were going to make a lot of notes on, you know, just send a personal note, I would go ahead and mat a piece of Whisper White or Basic White. I think you should use Basic White because that's what we have these days. And I would put it on the back. And on this one, you could do a full card size. Okay? Panicked there for a second because I saw this sticking out the bottom and I was like, great job, Mare. And then I remembered I hadn't nailed it down quite yet. Okay. Now, on your easel stop, yeah, absolutely. That you could do almost anything with it. Heck, you could change it up completely and do a Christmas card. I love that now you have a fun fold that you can modify at will. All right, so I'm just going to put dimensionals. Remember, you want to use a dimensionalated stopper so that your easel will stand up. And that is what I'm doing here with some dimensionales. And let me see if I've got some more sitting handy. Yes, I do. I do have some more sitting handy. I'll put it right there. And then maybe I'll put one right here too. Okay. And then we'll pull the covers off. I thought this was cute with the Cajun Craze die cut, and then you can see the pumpkin pie through the back. That made me happy when I did it. Okay. So what I like to do is to set the easel where I would like it to be, okay? And then I can set my pumpkin down, and I'm going to set it at kind of a jaunty angle, like that. There you go. Boom. And now I will go ahead and put the my little leaves on here. My leafies, with a little more liquid glue. Thanks. I think it's a fun little card. And I really think you need to have detailed pumpkins. And I actually think detailed pumpkins might be one of the free ones you can get. But do you think I've got that? Oh, wait, I do have that right here. No, it's not. But you can get gorgeous leaves. You can get Nature's Harvest. So if you join right now before the end of September, you can get one of these free. So put the detailed pumpkins in your starter kit and then add one of those other bundles to finish off. It's a great idea, Mary. Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to have you on the team, guys. And this is a really good time to join. $125 worth of goodies for $99. Free shipping on your kit. And not for nothing, a free bundle. Just saying. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put some of these doohickeys right here, the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. One of my favoriteest things ever. I'll put one right here. And then I'm going to put a little one and a bigger one right here. And then I will put a one right here. Now here's a thing to show you. This will lay up like that. Note to self, need to buy more dots. Okay. So there is that. What I am going to do, I want to show you, I'm going to make a ribbon, a bow. And the way I'm going to do that, now I had somebody ask me not too long ago for a demo on how to do this double loop bow. So you're going to get that today. I think it was Lynn Stevens. Lynn, I hope you're out there. Okay, so what I've done is I've put a glue dot in the middle of this smaller panel, and I'm going to use that to start, and I'm going to wrap some linen thread around here 3 times. 1 and a 2 and a 3. And then I'm going to cut it off right close. Thanks, Judy. Appreciate you. The score lines are 5 1/2, 6 3/4, and 8 7/8. And it'll all be on my blog tomorrow. I'll have all the measurements and the card cuts and the scores and all of that on there tomorrow. Okay, so I've got that adhered in place with my glue dot. Okay, now here's how we're going to make a double loop bow with our linen thread. This is, you can make a double loop bow with baker's twine, but it's really just not as good as linen thread. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay. So I'm going to hold the linen thread between my thumb and my forefinger, and I'm going to wrap around 4 fingers 4 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm going to wrap around these 2 fingers 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then hold it between your thumb and forefinger again, cut it off, leave you a little bit of a leg there. Okay. Now you can see I have 2 loops, one inside the other. I'm going to bring the edges together and twist to make a figure 8. Okay, see how it's a figure 8? And then I'm going to take my reverse tweezers, which if you don't already have, just get it. Just get a pair of reverse tweezers. Trust me on this. Because look, now it's like a third hand. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. It's a third hand. Then I'll take another length of linen thread and wrap it around that twisted together spot. One might even say the confluence of all the linen thread pieces, and do a double overhand knot. Okay, take it out of my tweezers, and then you're going to Farrah Fawcett hair it. Okay, so I like these to look kind of like Farrah Fawcett hair. So messy, not at all put together. And, you know, something that probably took her stylist 5.5 hours to look like she just got out of bed every day perfectly. And it always stayed there. So probably a really lot of Aquanet. It was during the times of Aquanet. Okay, so there it is, a fussy cut, not a fussy cut, a double loop bow made with linen thread that looks all blousy. I know, it's my favorite one too. And I'm going to use another liquid glue dot. That's not even a thing. No, another glue dot. And I'm going to stick it right in the middle of this thread and adhere that on like so, just like so. And then we'll trim the legs, and there you go. So when this card is open, when they pull it out of the envelope, this is what they're going to see. And then bing, bada bam, bada boom, they're going to open this like this, and then they're going to go, gosh, I wonder what that's for. Oh, look, it's a stand-up easel card. Oh, my friend is so talented. You will be a rock star, I promise. Okay, so let's go ahead quick like a bunny and do us up a, thanks Kathy, do us up an envelope. And I'm going to use one of my favorite images. I'm just going to stamp it in Cajun Craze on the front. On the front. Okay, we'll put it over here. Like so. Thanks, Amy. Thank you, honeybee. All right. And then we'll put the DSP on the flap and be done. Yeah, I love this fun fold. Thank goodness for printer paper so I could make it without screwing it up. And I'm really glad that I realized that all I had to do was make it a top fold instead of a side fold, because for a second I was like, oh yeah, no wonder I've never seen this, because you can't do it, because it's the wrong orientation. One is this way and one is that way, and then I was like, duh, Mare. Hello. All right, and then we'll give that another little quick fussy cut and be ready to roll. Remember, when you do your pumpkins, you're going to want one stamp on 2 different colors of DSP. And then you've got 2 cards worth of fussy cut pumpkins. Right? Easy. And if you run each of these 3 leaves through once on one color of cardstock, and then once on either another color of cardstock or a color of DSP, then you'll have 6 leaves, which means you've got enough for 2 cards. So you can get 2 cards out of one set of fussy cutting. All right. And there we go, people. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will make one of these soon. All right. Thank you so much. I hope I'll see you on Thursday. Wait, this is Thursday, isn't it? Oh, yes. I hope I'll see you on Saturday for my Facebook Live video. I'm losing days. And I hope you will not miss out on the rest of Celebration. If you're not already a demonstrator, really consider joining. It's a great deal right now. 20% is a great savings, and there's no commitment. Love to have you on the team. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Have a good rest of your week and a good start to your weekend.